So we're actually going to start lying on our backs today in a conscious resting pose. So you can have your knees bent. Place the soles of the feet on your mat. And close your eyes. Arms could relax by the sides body. You could take a goddess arm. Sometimes it's nice to connect with your breath. So you can bring your right hand on your belly and you can feel the inhale blow, almost like you're expanding the belly. On the exhale, it flattens out. And maybe the left hand is on the heart, just connecting on the inside. We're going to play around with numbers today because they have big meaning in my life. So in Yin Yoga, we're going to use a good to be alive breath, which means you can inhale through your nose and exhale out through the lips. This is going to help you relax deeper and deeper so that we can really clear any blockages that the body's holding on to. You might have a lucky number. We're going to play with some breath counts. Maybe in this beginning, you can count how long it takes you to fill your lungs. So really breathe in through the nose. And then once you're full, exhale out for the same duration. Take 3 more. Inhale, long, slow, deep. Open mouth, release. Again. And let it go. One more time. And then you can extend both legs to straightness. Release the arms by your side. And we're going to hug the right knee in. So go ahead, interlace your fingers below the knee. Rotate your right ankle a couple times in a circle. And then take it other way. And then start to draw the knee now towards your armpits. We're going to start to get into the hip. We're going to take a one-leg happy baby pose. So think of the sole of the foot going up towards the sky. Some of you will be able to reach for the foot or the heel. And then start to open that hip by tracking the knee down towards the earth. So sometimes it's easier if you bend your left leg and put the sole of the left foot on the earth. And then some of you will enjoy holding on with both hands. You can also allow the left hand to rest alongside the mat, or you can even rest on the left hip. So again, the leg could continue to extend forward, or you could bend it. There's no right or wrong here. We're going to start to draw in breath. And I want you to now add 1 count. So let's say you are able to hold your breath in for 8. I want you to go to 9. And then empty it out. This is going to help your mind stay present. And I want you to know that it's okay for the mind to travel. We get to know ourselves on our yoga mat, so you can see your tendency. Are you thinking about the things that you'd like to accomplish today? Are you replaying an argument you had with someone? And if you go back to counting the inhale and the exhale, chances are you're not able to think about something from the future or the past. Rather, you're here. So even if you don't sit and meditate, this is actually a form of getting to know yourself and observing the thoughts, which in fact is meditation. We're just starting to open the masculine side of the body It's almost like Mr. Tin Man, right? Can come over with that oil and project it to the joint so that you get a deeper range of motion. We're going to stay for another 30 seconds. Gradually expanding, almost like someone's gently waking you up with a soft kiss on the forehead. Gently opening the curtains so you just get that peak of sunshine. So when we learn to be kind to ourselves, it's going to be easier to be kind to others. So finish the breath that you're on. Empty the lungs. And then to exit, we're going to draw the knee back to the midline so we close off the hip. If the left knee was bent, go ahead, extend that straight, and then slowly allow the right leg to come down. It's going to be a little bit achy. That's fine. Just release it all. Take Shavasana so that all the little nuances that were causing you a deep sensation now find their way back where they belong. A little more space is created. Sometimes with the hold, I'll feel it in my fingers release too. Just welcome it all. And then we'll draw that left knee in, make a little basket under the knee. You can rotate the ankle. You might get some cracks and pops. Sometimes I like crack my toes. There's no right or wrong, remember. And then we open the hip by drawing the knee towards the armpit. So you should feel like an opening in that hip automatically. And then once you take the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling, if you've got a strap or maybe grabbing a tie even, you could put it around your foot. Otherwise, you reach for where you can. I have really long arms, so it's not a problem to reach for the heel, but maybe your arms are shorter and you have to reach for your calf muscle. That's fine. As long as we get external rotation happening, so the knee draws towards the floor. And maybe on this side, you bend your right knee. Maybe on this side, it feels better to have one hand off the mat or on the right hip. Again, as long as you're feeling a sensation start to happen where you could wave with your hand like, okay, I feel it here. That's tension. And that's what I want to help you dissolve. It's almost like you could melt it away. So in this hold, I think it would be cool to add in an eye exercise. The eyes are, in fact, a muscle. So even when they're closed, you could move them. So I want you to envision a clock and allow your eyes to look up till 12 o'clock. And then you can move them over to 3, and then down to 6, and then over to 9, and up to 12. And now we'll do it hour by hour. So starting at 12, you can move to 1, and then 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And now let's go the other direction, taking it backwards by 3. So we'll start at 12, over to 9, down to 6, over to 3, up to 12, and now backwards by 1. So 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back up to 12. So that's a really cool exercise to do if you ever get those twitching, that's really irritating. You can use that tool to help relax the eye muscle. So just one more minute playing with our numbers. My beeper code was 58, right? My birthday, May 8th, 5/8. It's fun to explore some of the coincidences, right? Remember to relax the jaw so that when you sigh out through the lips, the muscles actually relax. We go really, really deep in these postures. So we want to learn how to get out of our own way. Finish the breath you're on. And then begin to close that left knee into the center. If the right knee was bent, you can extend it. And then slowly release the left leg down your way. Once the heel touches down, both hands by his side body, Shavasana, reset. So it's pretty magical that all you need to do is breathe, and everything else is going to run efficiently for you. Every organ is working hard. Oxygen being carried to every cell of your body. Feeling a little lighter, a little more clarity. So one more thing I'd like you to do when you're ready is draw both knees in. We'll find our full happy baby. You can massage your low back, rock a little side to side. And then we'll let the soles of the feet go up. Your hands could reach for your heels, ankles, calves. Knees come down towards the earth. So sometimes I watch students reach so much for their feet that their tailbone lifts up. And I find it's more beneficial to keep a long spine, chin slightly tucked, tailbone down, and give up the desire of reaching so much. So maybe lowering the hand position to keep the long spine. I often like to hold the heels here. I find it gives me just the right traction where I'm not pushing or pulling too much, but I find the equilibrium. Right? We use this analogy a lot when one person is pushing so much in the hand and the other person backs off a little, because if you match it, you're not going to go anywhere. But if you soften, the scale tips one way or another. And that metaphor is translated to the way we live. In most circumstances, it's not ideal to be extreme one way or another. We want to find the balance. So just one more minute here. Feeling stretch in the inner groin area. This is going to help in a lot of the external rotated poses that we do in our yoga practice. So think triangle, warrior two, side angle, half moon, garland squat. So many benefits when the hips are open. And it helps us release emotionally too. If you need to exit the pose early, feel free. Sometimes the longer holds cause a little discomfort. And it's up to you to be the distinguisher for discomfort and pain. When you're ready to release, we're going to use our hands to help close the knees in. You may want to place the feet on the earth and then extend. Already feeling the release. Releasing the arms by your side. Relax your toes, the fingers. Just observe how you're feeling, where the mind's going. Maybe finding gratitude that you rolled out your mat. Even if you were just to sit and watch the class, you would still get a lot of the benefits layered in. So let's draw the knees in. Let's take a hand on each knee and take some circles, taking the knees out and away and forward and then back up and in. Already noticing a little more fluidity. You can reverse your direction, taking the knees up and in and then out and away. And then we're going to come up to seated. So the hands can tuck on the back of your thighs or behind your knees. Maybe you do one roll, maybe you take a couple. It's good for the central nervous system. Finding seated. So now what we're going to do is extend the right leg out to a 45-degree angle, and we're going to take the sole of the left foot in the thigh. So instead of having the hip and the knee and the ankle in one linear place, we're going to open it out. And then I want you to see if you can turn your torso to your bent leg. And then with your right peace sign fingers, you're going to find a place inside the extended leg. So it may be the ankle, it may be behind the calf. Some of you will be able to lower the forearm all the way inside the leg. So the left shoulder is going to continue opening back. And then let's extend the left arm up. Take the bicep over your ear and just let this arm dangle. Even if you can reach for your foot, I don't want you to. We want fingers soft, elbows soft. Hopefully you're feeling a stretch in the left side of your body, between your hip and your shoulder. Now, if this becomes painful, you could always bring your hand to the back of your head. You may even choose to rest on your low back. Also, some of you, it might bother the neck, so try turning the chin towards your right shoulder and see if that helps. So breathing into the intercostals, the rib cage, almost like an accordion. Figaro, figaro, right? We're really opening here. This is the feminine side that we're expanding, the nurturing side. And whether you're male or female or identify yourself one way or another, we all are going to have different characteristics from both. And again, we hope to find the balance where we're not deficient. So halfway through this particular stretch, if you want to make any adjustment, hand behind the head or on the low back, chin tucks in. Just notice if you're clenching anywhere, specifically the jaw. Finding some sort of joy knowing that you're where you're meant to be. So finish 3 more deep breaths. And then to transition, we're going to extend the left arm kind of fiercely, like flex. This is going to allow you to safely bring the torso upright. Beautiful. Bend your right leg in and just find easy pose, cross leg pose. Close your eyes, hands face down on the knees, shoulders roll up, back, and down, and just notice the difference between the left and right side. If you're in a hurry to get to the other side, you're going to miss this sweet part. Give yourself this gift. The signs are always in front of you. You just have to make sure that your eyes are open so you don't miss it. Blinking the eyes open. Let's extend the left leg out to that angle. Sole of the right foot comes inside. So turning the torso to the bent leg. Left peace sign fingers are going to hook anywhere inside that left leg. Maybe the forearm lowers. Right arm reaches up. Bicep over the ear. Relax your toesies, soften the elbow, relaxing the fingers. If anything, you can lean back a little bit. Just notice how this side compares. Sometimes we come in and we've got it, and then sometimes we need to adjust. So reminder, hand could come behind your head. You'll still get the benefits of the stretch. Right hand could rest on the lower part of your back. And if it bothers the neck, try tucking the chin towards the left shoulder. See if that helps. So I had the privilege about 2 years ago to meet Rebecca Rosen, who works in the medium industry, if you will. And she pointed out how the 6s are an important number for me after the loss of my dad. And I had never even thought of the numbers, but he passed away on June 6th, which is 6-6. And we conceived our son 6 months to the day later, which was around Thanksgiving time. I'm sorry if it's too much information, but it's pretty fascinating. And that was always my father's favorite holiday to entertain. So if you think about it, 666, right? And some of you might be like, ooh, that's like the devil. But for me, every time I see the 6s together, I'm like, I've got my angel watching over. Halfway through the stretch, if you want to make any adjustments. And be mindful too when you like look at the clock, if you see like 444 or 222. Right? If it's always the same numbers coming up for you, you might want to check out what it means. I love when you guys share with me your experiences through the themes, because it helps me know that whenever I come up with them, that some way you transfer them into your world. So 3 more breaths here. Whole dimensional, 3-dimensional. So think of the entire body, the front, the sides, and the back. And when you're ready to exit, you're going to reach your right arm, fierce, flex. That way you safely peel the torso upright. Feel shoulders above your hips. Perfect. And then bend that left leg in. Easy pose, Sukhasana. Hands on your lap. Close the eyes. Lean back just slightly. Feel your chin parallel to the ground. And allow everything to go back where it belongs. and slowly open the eyes. So this next stretch, I know some of you will like to modify. It's going to be a half hero's pose. So what we're going to do is extend the left leg forward, lean over to the left, bend the right leg so that the shin is on the earth. Ideally, the top of the foot is also on the mat, but if this hurts, know that it's okay to turn the foot to the side. Sometimes it may be helpful to support it with a blanket underneath. The knees can stay together. And then if you lean back just a little bit, you should start to ignite a stretch in your right front leg. If you want to go deeper, you can come to your forearms. Maybe lying onto your back. If you've got a bolster, you can put it under the shoulders as well. Only should you desire more sensation, you could bend your left knee. You could either hug the knee into the chest, or you could take the knife edge of the foot and place it on the right thigh. So the knee tracks open, giving you a little bit of traction. Arms could go up and overhead, grabbing opposite shoulders or elbows or cactus. Maybe you just let the fingers gently touch. If you have any injury in the knee and this is not working for you, try lying on your belly and then just drawing the heel in towards your right glute. You can even take it out to the side. My hope is that we're opening the quadricep muscle, which is a major muscle in the body. And we're always using it when we go for our runs or lunging or dancing. So instead of strengthening and toning it, I want you to find a little bit of stretching so that everything else will run efficiently because we've opened the muscle, the fascia, the connective tissue. So let's take 3 more breaths and let's maybe use the number 10 with a hold. So inhale for 10. Hold your breath for 10. And then exhale out for 10. 2 more. Now we are going to try to exit the same way we came in. So if you made your way onto your back, extend left leg, come to forearms, hands, lean over to the left. You might want to extend that leg. You can windshield wiper, right? You can draw some circles. And then we're going to do the other side. So lean over to the right. Bend the left leg, take the shin onto the ground. Remember, you can support the top of the foot or turn it to the side. Some of you are just going to simply bring your hands behind you and lean back and oh yeah, thank you for the stretch. I'm just chilling here. Come forearms. Maybe you take your block and try leaning back on it. It might give you that support that you need. If you make it all the way onto your spine, you can grab opposite elbows, cactus, gently let your fingers touch. You could bend your right leg. If you hug it in, it really ignites this stretch. Maybe taking the knife edge of your foot onto the left thigh, let the right knee track open, and you get a hip stretch too, so it's like a 2-for-1 special here. So once you find the variation that works, commit to it. And then maybe using the same three-dimensional breath, but we can shift the orientation. So instead of doing the hold with the inhale, try it with the hold on the exhale. Right? So breathe in 10. Exhale 10. And then hold on to nothing. You'll be ready to take it in. Let it go. And hold. Just checking in, notice how you're feeling. Knowing that you deserve to be happy and feel joy. So whenever we release the other emotions that don't serve us, we welcome in the opportunity to receive all the ones that do. 3 more. When you're ready to exit, slowly find your way. And then do what feels good. Point, flex, windshield wiper. We're going to lie onto our backs. You can use your forearms as brake pads. Shavasana. Letting that go. So we've really spent the majority of class opening the hips, the sides body, the front of your legs. So I'd like to conclude our class with a little bit of spinal work and shoulder work. Finding your way onto your belly, we're going to take a Sphinx pose. So allow your forearms to come down and then the elbows under the shoulders. You can have your thumbs point forward and span the other fingers to the side. Let your hips dig into the mat, and this may be a beautiful stretch here. Sometimes I envision having something between my shoulder blades so the chest remains broad. And you can allow your chin to tuck into the chest, let the weight of your head go. If you want a little bit more, try elevating your feet and let your toes touch each other. If you want a lot more, seal pose. So you actually lift your forearms off the earth, straightening the arms. If it's too extreme, walk your arms forward. If you want more, walk your hands in. Again, shoulders stay down. You might even get some work happening in the hip flexor, but I want you to see if you could soften the glute. So we relax. Sometimes the glutes will clench up because it fears that the spine needs our help. But as we soften, we can even take some neck rolls, semicircle, chin to center. Eventually the head can find some stillness. Just 1 more minute. Soften glutes, soften your face. As you breathe in, again, belly expands. So when you exhale, you can almost feel the belly button draw into the midsection. So for your last 3 breaths, maybe you need to modify, right? If you came in really deep, maybe you go back to option 2. If you've been playing it safe, maybe you pick it up. Just notice how your body is responding, and then respect. You create the boundaries for your life. Not just on the 4 corners of your mat, but the way you live off your mat too. So when you're ready to exit, come to your forearms, extend the legs. You can take your right ear cheek to the mat so you look left. And then let your arms come by your sides, palms face up. You can shimmy the hips from left and right. If I was with you, I'd kind of pound out that low back for you. It feels good on the release. And then if you want, counter it out with the child's pose. Bring the hands under your shoulders. Big toes will touch, knees open. You can even turn your left ear cheek to the mat and thread your arms through. Melting your heart. Feeling the space in your sacrum. And make your way onto your belly. Shoulder stretch coming next. So let's open our arms out like a T. You're going to keep your right arm extended out. See if you can line up your shoulder, elbow, and wrist. So some of you might want to walk your arms even more forward. Now bring this left hand under your shoulder. Roll onto the right side of your body. Bend your left knee and hop the fence. So the left foot comes behind the right leg. Opening this right shoulder. Torso is also getting a bit of a twist here. You could rest your hand on your lower back. You can also bend your right knee so both knees are facing up. And just breathing into the right shoulder. This one's a total of a 90-second hold. Peeling back those layers. Perhaps noticing that the deeper you breathe, the more you feel. The more you release. So finishing maybe 2 more full cycles. And then the right leg straightens first, and then the left. As you roll yourself onto your belly, take your left ear cheek to the mat. Release your right arm by your side, and just let that go. And then let's take the other side. So arms open out. Remember, sometimes we start back here. Try to open it out like an airplane. Keeping the left arm extended, right hand comes under the shoulder. Roll yourself onto the left side of your body. Bending your right knee, hop the fence. So right foot comes behind the left leg. Option 1, feeling a good stretch, wide, go deeper. Maybe on this side you bend both of your knees. So with our right hand down, we give ourselves a little bit of control in the stretch. If we take it on the low back, we have to really trust that that left shoulder has us. You know best. Respecting our body, our boundaries. It's where we live. Maybe going back to the breath count that you enjoyed today. Was it easier for you to do inhale, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale? You can even challenge yourself by adding a couple counts to the length of which one was harder for you and shortening the one that's easier, right? So if you feel like, oh, I could inhale for so long, shorten that one. And vice versa. If you feel like you have way more room to exhale, shorten that and increase your inhale. Practice and all is coming. So for time purposes, we'll finish out just one more breath. Right hand frames the face, left leg straight, right leg straight. Roll onto your belly. Oh yeah, take your right ear cheek to the mat. Look left. Arms rest by your side. Rolling onto your back. Finishing with a spinal twist. Let's hug both knees into the belly. Rock a little side to side. And then open your arms out like wings. Palms will stay facing up. Cross your left knee over your right. Put your right foot down. Scoot your hips to the left. And let your knees fall to the right. Right hand could come on top of the thigh. You can melt the left shoulder down as you turn your head to the left. 5 breaths. Head will roll back to center. Bend the knees. Unravel them. Plant your feet on the ground. Open your feet as wide as your mat. Knees come in. Flatten your low back. Both hands on your belly. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then take the knees in. This time, arms out. Right over left. Left foot down, scoot your hips to the right. Knees tip to the left. Left hand could come on top of the right leg, turning your head to the right. Right shoulder melts down. Slowly release your head, bend the knees. This time unravel, hug into your chest. Maybe curl your forehead up to your knees so you're like in a little tight ball, feeling protected and safe. Soles of the feet come together. Release them down, knees open. Any arm variation, yogi's choice. Goddess. Fingers gently touch above your head, butterfly, infinity. Eventually, I'll meet you in final relaxation, Shavasana. Start to let your eyes roll back into the sockets. And then soften the forehead, your cheekbones, parting your lips. Relaxing down through the neck and your shoulders, through your arms, your hands, and your fingers. Relaxing your spine, your organs, the hips. Down through the glutes and your legs, your feet and your toes. Allowing the body to be a vessel where energy, Shashuna we call it, rises. Eventually, arms come down, legs extend. Taking final rest. Slowly returning to a conscious breath. A little bit of movement in the fingers and the toes. Maybe arms reach overhead, full body stretch. Taking the knees in. Contemplating how you want to return to your seat. Eyes soft, journey within you. Then bring your hands to heart center. Bowing your chin to your fingertips. My hope is that today's class is a reminder that the signs are always around you, and it's up to you to be present enough to see them. Look for the numbers. Attach the most beautiful meaning behind them. Thank you so much for showing up. See you soon. Namaste.